Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Coffeehouse Conversations podcast, and I'm your host, Amos St. John. Whew. Just came back from the city of Baltimore this past weekend, and I experienced such an amazing wedding ceremony of my sister-in-law and my new brother-in-law, Joy Marie and Anton Lewis. Yay! Congrats. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of them for tying the knot and jumping the broom, Truly excited for their future. God has so much in store for them and their son Blake and their future kids. It was great. I really had so much fun there. I danced for the first time in a long time, my brother-in-law is from Trinidad. So at the reception, the DJ messed around and started playing some soca music, And, he started shouting out Caribbeans and from New York and all that stuff. Anyways, I kind of completely lost it. Like I blanked out and just had a great time. I'm from New York and I have Haitian and Dominican in my blood. So, it came out, I just started dancing. So people who have never saw me in that element were like, what's going on? Yes, I dance and I have great time dancing. Yes, it's in my blood. So anyways, shout out to the fam. We had a great time at the wedding. It was a beautiful ceremony. Of course, my wife officiated and she looked amazing and she did so well. Love you, baby. Mwah. Anyways, it was great. The reception was lit and it was totally worth my knees needing iced afterwards. I had to ice my knees. It was worth it. I'm just kidding. Anyway, seriously, there's nothing wrong with having fun, There's nothing wrong with it. You see, what happens when you work so hard and consume so much of your time with being busy and you fail to unplug? It feels good when you finally unplug. It's like a refreshing experience, And so I do music for a living. Everybody knows, or those who may not know, I'm a musician. And so I've owned and played quite a few keyboards and acoustic pianos and synthesizers in my 25 plus year career thus far. And one thing about technology, especially computers, if you run them too long without shutting them down, they'll start to give you a lot of problems. And so I remember having issues with one of my keyboards and time passed. And after countless attempts to getting it work right, I decided to unplug the keyboard for a few minutes. Just let it just rest for a few minutes, and it allowed it to reset. After the few minutes was over, I plugged it back in, and it worked like a charm. It was great. It was pretty cool, doing that. And so I thought about it. So my question to you and me: why can't we seem to unplug? I know life can get crazy. We seem to get so caught up with stuff like a chicken sandwich, Chik-fil-a versus Popeyes. I had them both. They're great. Awesome. And so, but we forget to unplug and allow our bodies and our minds to reset. And so the older I get, the more I'm realizing that unplugging is so necessary for my health. And in all fronts, mind, body, and soul. But let's first define what unplug means. You know what I mean? According to one of Merriam-Webster's definitions, to unplug means to temporarily withdraw from responsibilities and obligations of everyday life. I personally struggle with unplugging because, I take all my responsibilities and obligations to heart, and maybe too much heart. But I'm realizing that just like my keyboard not working properly until I unplugged it, I must do the same in order to function at my best. Let's talk about like three types of unplugging. The most common that we talk about unplugging from is unplugging from technology. such as your phones, your TVs, your computers. And another thing we need to unplug from is unplugging from people. Uh-oh. Seriously, like people can really drain you. And some is not always bad, but they really can drain you and leave you just kind of wavering in the wind. And so it's important to have that alone and quiet time to breathe. You know what I mean? And so finally, there's another way you unplug. You can unplug from you. What do I mean by that? Sometimes even your own thoughts consume you. And it's often wise to just shut those thoughts down and allow your mind to just clear and reset. And so it's very important to unplug from technology, unplug from people, and unplug from you. And then I want to share 3 main areas of your life that can benefit greatly from unplugging. The first area is your stress management. Uh-oh. Life by itself, it's stressful. I mean, next week I'll be turning 40 years old, so I can really say, you know what, I am a grown adult. And life is filled with a lot of natural challenges by itself. It's really challenging. And so when more things get added to it, it really gets tough to manage and balance, deal with the stress and all that stuff. So I find myself becoming numb to things when I reach a certain peak of my stress. It's like a car overheating, certain things and begin to shut down when it reaches that ceiling and it won't function correctly. So it's important for you to find healthier ways to manage your stress and unplug from your technology, people or yourself for periods of time. To really achieve that benefit, the benefit of a healthy life. You don't realize how much weight you carry subconsciously on any given day until you take a moment to like totally unplug, disconnect, and then reconnect. For a while, I found myself getting numb with stuff going on in my own house because I was busy carrying stuff that I had no business carrying. So it's so important to unplug to help manage the stress. Let's talk about a second area that benefits from unplugging in your life. That second area is your mood management. Listen, I'm a Virgo, so I'm already moody. Like off the cuff, I am moody. Help me. But let me, let me get emotionally overwhelmed with stuff going on without unplugging, then I am like Incredible Hulk or mad, just moody and crazy. So, it's not cool, because the other day, my 5-year-old daughter, Gracie, taught me a huge lesson. She fussed at me. A 5-year-old, she grown. She been here before, y'all. Let me stop. But seriously, my 5-year-old taught me a major lesson because I was obviously giving her the blues, and she gave me this statement, and it really hit me in the gut. She said, "Daddy, I don't like it when you're mean to me. It hurts my feelings." Uh-oh. Lesson. I learned a major lesson. It was very humbling. And so I honestly had no clue that my mood was affecting her that way. And so that this happens when you're not managing your moods correctly. And so you have to take the time to unplug from it all, and allow yourself to reset. Allow your perspective to reset so you can be more pleasant on a more consistent basis, especially around your toddler kid. Sorry, Gracie. And the final area that benefits from unplugging is your sleep management. I'm personally going through some transitions, especially with my weight loss. And I'll be talking more about that in the near future. But I've recently undergone a sleep study and to figure out if I have sleep apnea, which I do have. But it was primarily based on this weight gain that I've been experiencing for the last couple of years. But thankfully, I'm headed towards a better path, a healthier path, and I believe it will reverse it all. But one thing I realized, sleeping habits or lack of, it really affects so many aspects of your health and of your body and in your mind. And so if you're not properly managing your sleep, the quality of your life can slowly decline. I personally started realizing that I spent absolutely too much time plugging in before bed and not enough time unplugging. So it's important for you to establish that time to unplug before you go to bed so you can better manage your sleep. I find myself just looking at TV and I am so just overwhelmed and sensationalized, and it was just too much. So you have to set time to unplug before you go to bed so you can have better quality of sleep, you know? I just didn't realize how much my lack of unplugging affected my sleep until I'm going through these sleep studies and realize how difficult it is to get quality sleep. And so now I'm very intentional when it comes to bedtime to set a specific time and pattern of unplugging before bed so you can have a higher quality of sleep. The older I'm getting, I'm becoming more determined to increase this quality of life, for my mind, my body, and my soul. But it's not easy. But when you start experiencing those negative effects of not unplugging and being so oversensitized and not dealing with it correctly, the quality of things like your stress, your mood, your sleep, they're drastically affected, and the quality of your life goes on a decline. And that's not the direction I want my quality of life to go. I want it to go on an incline. So you have to use your power to unplug. You really got to do it. Matter of fact, we got to do this. Not just you, but me. We have to use our power to unplug. It's so many benefits. You know what? That stuff is always going to be there. The TV, the programs, the internet, the Popeyes chicken sandwiches, the Chik-fil-a chicken sandwich, all that stuff is going to be there. It's not that important because, your quality of life is more important. You know what I'm saying? So we got this. You got this. We can make this happen. We can do this. Matter of fact, don't try to go cold turkey with it. I mean, some can, some cannot, But you can unplug. You can set yourself some realistic goals, and you will start seeing the benefits of the unplugging. You know what I mean? It's really time for us to do this, y'all. We're not getting any younger. We need to embrace a healthier and a greater quality of life. All this stuff around us, it's gonna be there. It ain't going nowhere. But we must make a priority to have a better quality of life with our mind, body, and our souls. And so you realize you'll be fine. It's going to be good. All right, y'all. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Coffeehouse Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Amos St. John. And until next time, have a great day.